guys. So this is a really cool one. So this was gold mine territory out here. We're checking it out. There's a self-guided tour. We're really excited about this. I love mines. I always have. My dad has a thing about them too, but not only that, like the areas and the environment and the fishing and just the territory, it's all really cool. But I personally, I love mines. So I'm checking this out with the wifey Pooh. She's right there. So we're gonna go check it out. All right, so I'll just show you guys a quick thing here.
I guess those are people that have like donated and stuff.
Yeah.
Or what? Maybe these places donated more than $5,000, more than $2,000.
To do the job.
I don't know.
You probably noticed Betty. She's been in other mine videos that we've done. Probably all the mine stuff because me and her were really into this stuff. Up in Elliott Lake, we had a lot going on. So we're gonna do this again. For some reason, my camera didn't have sound before, but we have sound now. It's working fine. So yeah, we're just gonna watch a little bit of history on the gold mine. And this whole area was gold mine territory, even in Timmins. So we're gonna check this out. We found this place. It was one of the places that was the only place that was open that we could check out. So here you go. We'll give you some history on it. I'm sorry about that, Bet, for the camera, but we have sound now.
The first of 7 gold mines along Kirkland Lake's famous Mile of Gold. Between 1913 and 1953, the Tober produced over 600,000 ounces of gold, which is equal to the weight of about 3 elephants. Today,
wow,
that amount of gold is worth an estimated $1 billion Canadian dollars. In 1911, Harry Oakes and the Tuff brothers, George, Tom, Bob, and Jack Tuff, arrived in Swastika by the way of the Timiskaming and Northern Ontario Railway. The men all prospected to the east of the village, hoping to discover gold. They soon got to know each other and worked together every now and then. Their greatest partnership, however, was yet to come. Just before midnight, on January 28, 1912, George and Tom requested Oakes' aid. The two Tuffs were determined to be the first to stake the ground north of Gull Lake, which was reopening at midnight due to inactivity by the owners. This ground was also located near the Wright Hargraves property, where the first gold discovery in Kirkland Lake had been made. The trio traveled 6 miles on snowshoes in a temperature of 56 below zero and arrived at the ground at 3 o'clock in the morning. The men staked 5 claims in total, 3 in Harry's name and 2 in Tom's. Once the claims were recorded, a tent was put up and prospecting began immediately on the newly titled Tuff Oaks property. That winter, enough high-grade ore was mined from the surface to finance development of the property. This development took the form of the number 1 shaft, a 60-degree incline shaft that was sunk to the north of the railway tracks, and production started at a rate of 200,000 pounds of ore per day. In 1923, the neighboring Burnside claims were acquired by the mine, and its name was changed to Tuff Oaks Burnside Gold Mines Limited. Production continued intermittently until 1931. To continue development, the number 3 shaft was sunk in the corner of Burnside Drive and Government Road, and production increased to 800,000 pounds of ore per day, and continued at that rate until the mine closed in 1953. The number 3 shaft went down to the 1,100-foot level, where a crosscut to the south led to the Winds, an underground shaft which had its own hoist that went down to the 2,200-foot level. This shaft originally had a wooden head frame that was replaced by the present steel structure in 1931 when the company was reorganized. A new compressor was also installed in 1931, as well as an aerial bucket line that carried the ore from the shaft to the mill, which was located about 400 meters north of the shaft. In May 1932, Tober Gold Mines Limited, a subsidiary of Premier Gold Mining Company Limited, attained the rights to the mine, which would operate under the Tober name for the next 20 years. miners were a hardy bunch, working in conditions that were not up to today's health and safety standards, but
Yeah.
they were proud of their work, as is reflected in their expressions in the group photos. The men worked hard, but they also played hard. The Kirkland Lake Mines had baseball, hockey, and soccer teams that competed against each other and teams from other towns. In 1940, the Lakeshore Blue Devils won the Allen Cup, the precursor to the Stanley Cup.
Oh, that's cool.
Today, the Toburn Operating Authority, a small group of dedicated volunteers, operates the Toburn site as a historical landmark and community park with a mandate to educate the public about mining and the rich history of Kirkland Lake.
Live for this
The
stuff.
success of the mine was not without sacrifice. Many suffered as a result of accidents and working conditions, and others made the ultimate sacrifice with their lives. It's for them that we honor the history of the mine, so that their hard work and contributions to the development of Kirkland Lake will never be forgotten. Enjoy your visit.
Wow. That's awesome. I can't believe we found this place. So you were just looking this up on,
We were driving down Highway 11 and I saw the sign.
and you saw the sign. Okay, so is that the only video?
No, there's two.
There's more
three other
videos?
ones. I think that's a slideshow. Geology of the Kirkland.
All
Lake
right, so
Gold
we'll
Camp.
quickly go through these and then we'll be able to check it out. I think there's a thing for self-sluicing. I'm excited about that.
Okay, this is the geological process of how the gold deposits of Kirkland Lake were created.
Okay, here you go.
So it's a slideshow.
Here we go.
You will learn about the process of gold deposition from approximately 2.7 billion years ago to the present-day mining process.
Holy
This
smokes.
process is very time-consuming, but we have compressed the information into a 5-step presentation in order for you to understand the extremely long process in a short amount of time.
People have been mining that long, eh? Isn't that intense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think your camera is picking up the sound?
Yeah, it is. It is picking up the sound. I have it. It shows when it's not.
7 billion years ago, the Earth's crust was thin and unstable. There were many active volcanoes constantly erupting, laying layer upon layer of lava on the landscape, forming an ever-thickening crust over the molten magma below. The slabs of crust or plates were floating over hot magma with convection currents creating forces that spread the plates apart in some places and banged them together in others. As the mountains eroded, the material washed down their slopes and formed thick sedimentary layers in the valleys below.
It's all right.
Oh.
So this is the old. This is the way they used to mine, guys, like opposed to nowadays.
The basin containing the layers of sedimentary rock and the volcanic rocks to the south were tilted to dip near vertically by the north-south shortening of the crust that eventually collapsed the basin. The contact between the volcanic and sedimentary rock formed a weak point in the crust which allowed the rocks on either side of the fault to move in different directions. This fault, now known as the Larder Lake Break, extends from Val-d'Or in the east to well beyond Metanchewan in the west. Since this break was a weak porous zone, it became a conduit for hot fluids containing minerals that were deposited in the adjoining rocks. Now, many of Canada's richest mineral deposits are located on or near the Larder Lake Break, including the Val-d'Or, Noranda, Larder Lake, Kirkland Lake, and Metanchewan camps.
All right. So that's it for that.
Larder Lake Break is not the only weak point in this part of the crust. As tectonic activity continued over time, many subsidiary or splay faults were formed along adjacent zones of weakness. Continuing volcanic activity sent molten
Don't
magma
worry, it'll
toward the
pick it up.
surface along not only the Larder Lake Way, but also along the subsidiary faults. Since the sedimentary rocks were
So you guys might not be able to hear this because there's like obviously doing maintenance here and stuff, but you can see that would be what, lava? Magma? Yeah.
I guess so.
What I'll do is I'll put this up so you guys can actually just read it real quick.
Or I can read it.
All right, you want to read
Okay,
it?
I'll read it. Well,
You want it on
the
there?
Larder Lake Break is not the only weak point in this part of the crust and is tectonic activity continued over time. Many oh no, I can't read that
Subsidiary.
word. Or splay faults were formed along adjacent zones of weakness. Continuing volcanic activity sent molten magma towards surface along not only the Larder Lake break, but also along the subsidiary. Say it.
Subsidiary.
Faults.
Yeah, just say it fast.
Since the sedimentary rocks were tipped near vertically, many of the weak contacts between the sediments became conduits for these intrusions. Think of the intrusions being injected between the pages of a book.
Awesome. Okay.
There's tectonic forces were constantly being applied to the crust, causing more faulting and folding along the Larder Lake break. Some rocks are very flexible and can be slowly folded without shattering. Generally speaking, the more silica or quartz a rock contains, the more brittle it gets. The magma that intruded through the sedimentary rocks in Kirkland Lake was made up primarily of feldspar, a mineral high in silica and therefore quite brittle. When tectonic pressure was exerted on the sedimentary rocks, they flexed a bit, but the feldspar-rich rock called syenite shattered under the pressure. This shattering left open spaces in the rock, making it much more porous than the surrounding sediments. The ever-present hot fluid circulating through the rocks invaded these porous spaces, depositing veins of almost pure quartz, which is even more brittle than the syenite.
Awesome. Yep. Pretty sure that's how you say those things. Don't worry about pronunciation and stuff. Like, people will get the idea.
Okay, let's move on.
Yep.
Now the scene is set for the deposition of gold. We have layers of brittle syenite containing even more brittle quartz veins sandwiched between relatively flexible sedimentary layers, all adjacent to the Larder Lake break. Cutting through this rock is the Kirkland Lake break, a splay of the Larder Lake break that starts near Kenagami, runs through Kirkland Lake and extends all the way to the Toburn mine and likely as far east as the Bidgood mine. This porous zone was host to hot, gold-rich magmatic fluids that were deposited mostly in the quartz veins that cut in the syenite. The end result of all this activity was the deposition of the Kirkland Lake gold deposits. That section of the Kirkland Lake break from, I don't know how to say that.
A word? Amakagami Creek.
To the
I think it's a native...
to the Toburn mine is one of the richest gold deposits in the world. Visit the rock walk to see the rocks you just learned about. I think that's it. Oh, there's a map.
Oh, yeah. So here's a little map, guys.
That's where this Larder Lake break is. Kirkland Lake break.
They'll have to look it up online and stuff because there's so much to see, and I don't have my wide-angle lens yet.
The legend is... I can't even read it, so
it's a little... We can't even read the legend anyways. But yeah, so is that it for...
There's...
that? Oh yeah, they show mining back there.
There's 2 videos left.
Okay.
Mining back in the day.
Oh, here we go, guys. So here's some actual footage. Here come our miner boys. Wow, this is awesome, Betty.
I wouldn't do
Good
this
find.
job. I wouldn't do this job.
No, it was dangerous. I mean, obviously we have new health and safety standards now, so things aren't like that the way they were.
Quite a bit over the years. With motorized vehicles and modern tools, mining has become safer and more efficient. But what was mining like in the early to mid-1930s? And how does it compare to mining?
Apologize for the reflection of us back on some parts of the video, but you guys will be able to make out what's going on here.
Miners have all their safety gear on before they enter the mine.
Yeah.
In today's age, safety clothing is much more advanced. Once miners are underground, they navigate through the drifts to get to their work.
See, now we have oxygen tanks and masks and a lot more safety equipment than what they had.
Instead of timber supports, most underground mines in the 21st century use metal screening with large rock bolts to support the drifts. Drifts in the 1930s were smaller, making timber a perfect means of support. Once they have reached
Sick
their work
find,
site,
my love.
they use a hose
Awesome
to spray
find.
down the walls of the tunnel, reducing the amount of dust.
Yeah.
The workers then proceed to dislodge loose debris from the ceiling and walls using large scaling bars. They do this so no debris will fall on them while they are working. After the tunnel is safe to work in, the miners start removing the muck with muck machines, which are thrown into cars and will later be transported away and brought to the surface. A group of miners also prepare the holes for the dynamite by marking and drilling. Once that area is cleared and the blast occurs, the process starts all over again. Since 1911, there have been 63 gold mines in the region, with White Giant producing the least amount of gold, just 10 ounces, and the Addison mine producing over 10 billion ounces. Mining has come a long way since the 1930s, and we hope to see further expansion, making mines safer and more efficient in the years to come.
That's what I was just going to say, is that as the years get further, we will have more and more safety in many jobs, construction jobs. This is a lot like construction. I mean, you're doing heavy labor here. So
Okay, there's one more. Kirkland
all right.
Lake Gold. How it's
Let's see
made.
this. This is a good stuff.
Kirkland Lake is a mining town in northeastern Ontario, Canada, that sits on top of one of the highest grade gold deposits in the world. There have been over 30 mines in the area producing over 47 million ounces of gold. There is currently one mine operating on the deposit called Macassa, run by Kirkland Lake Gold, which has recently reached a feat of 5 million ounces of gold poured. The problem with the gold around Kirkland Lake is that there's over 5,000 feet of solid rock between the surface and the gold.
So
how
is
do
it
they
just
do it?
it's out in front? That's all we can do? Or is there more?
You can look in that one. That one.
Okay, we'll do that too.
Miners descend more than 4,500 feet underground. When they arrive, they are taken through the drifts, which are like large tunnels, to their work sites.
Wow, look at this.
At one of the underground sites, geologists collect rock samples by drilling deep into the rock using a diamond drill. They collect core samples like these and examine them to tell miners which way to drill next.
We found diamond
Once a
drills
direction is
in
chosen,
Cobra Lake.
engineers set out a specific pattern to drill, and the miners come in and drill holes in the face of the drift. The holes are loaded with explosives. Once everyone is back on the surface and the tunnels are all clear, the blast occurs and the tunnel is extended by about 10 feet.
That's sick.
When the next shift arrives, the muckers come in and remove the muck from the blast. Some of our muckers are even controlled via teleremote controllers on the surface. The muck is then separated into ore, which contains the gold. After the muckers have cleared up the ground, miners come in to reinforce the tunnel with screen and rock bolts using tools such as the jackleg drill and stoppers. The ore is transferred from the remuck to the ore passes, where the trucks get loaded from chutes. Then, the muck is hauled to the ore pass rock breaker that processes the muck into 16-inch squares. The ore is then sent to the ore pass and loaded into the skip at the loading pond. From there, the ore is skipped to the surface via the shaft.
This is incredible. So we're actually seeing exactly what they do. And I believe, so this is all present day, I believe.
Yeah, that's present.
Because you could tell by the footage and... Yeah.
Did you know KL Gold's Macassa mine was the first company in Canada to use battery-powered trucks? As KL Gold is moving away from using diesel fuel in mining, they've partnered with artisan trucks and they have zero emissions. They take up a smaller footprint compared to the diesel trucks. Here's the inside of an artisan truck in the underground charging station where all the batteries are charged. The unique thing about these trucks is that they load and unload their batteries hydraulically from the operator's compartment, making them far more efficient.
Wow.
sent above ground via a skip and into the jaw crusher above ground. The rock is crushed into pieces around 4 inches in diameter, or the size of a softball. Once the ore is small enough, it travels by conveyor belts to other crushers that continue to make it smaller. The final crusher crushes the ore down to 7/16 of an inch, which is about the size of a Cheerio. Once the ore is this size or smaller,
Cheerio.
the ore goes to the mill via a conveyor belt and is dumped into the fine ore bin. The fine ore bin holds 1,600 tons of ore, which is about as heavy as 14 blue whales.
That's a lot.
The ore is then fed into the grinding mill, which has thousands of 2.5 and 3-inch balls made of steel that grind the ore to make it smaller. Once it's small enough, it goes into another grinding mill that is filled with 1-inch balls that grind the ore into an even finer slurry. Once ground, the ore goes through a cyclone that works like a toilet bowl to separate the larger pieces from the finer pieces. Once the ore is fine enough, like flour, it goes into leach tanks. These leach tanks are filled with chemicals that take the gold out of the ore.
All right.
Once the gold is removed from the ore, it is heated and mixed with chemicals to purify it. Then it goes into an oven to dry overnight. By morning, the gold looks like what you see here. Ashes.
This is a dirty job, eh, Betty? Look at that. Look at the outfit the guy's got on.
The gold is mixed with chemicals and poured into a furnace that is over 1,000 degrees Celsius.
Holy smokes.
The gold becomes molten and separates into matte and slag. The slag contains the waste. Because gold is heavy, the slag is on top and is poured out first. Then, the bars are poured in molds, and a beam sample is taken to determine the gold and silver content. The gold content is usually 80 to 90% gold and 6 to 12% silver. Once the bars are cooled, they are weighed, stamped, packaged, and sent to a refinery. With KL Gold being the largest employer in Kirkland Lake, with approximately 700
Check out that first, and then we'll check out that building or whatever it's like.
They are a huge asset to Kirkland Lake. Safety is a key factor in what they do, and we look forward to watching their
It's okay, I can turn the volume up or I can edit it.
become the main shaft, making the casa more efficient.
That's cool time lapse video.
I know, isn't that sick? This is amazing. We're learning so much about mining like gold in just this small thing. It's a little different. Now these are companies, guys. There are freelancers that do mining. You see the TV shows like Gold Rush, all the, like these TV shows that they do mining a little bit differently, their own way. But these are the companies.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Now we can walk around.
Now we can have fun and do our thing. Have it, guys. So you got to see like what they used to do. You got to see videos and photos of like real mining and stuff from back then, and then what we do nowadays. So this is sort of like a past to present thing, and all to make this stuff right here, which is my necklace is 18 karat gold. To make this sort of stuff right here, I was able to get a cross made up, so it's really, really neat. But anyways, we're gonna check out the rest of the stuff here. You guys might not be excited as much as I am. I love mining. I like stuff like the CN Rail. Like I love a lot of different things along with just the Urbix exploring. So this is our historical episode for today. I hope you guys really enjoy it. I hope you guys like the photos and stuff that I put up with Betty, my wife. It's really, really awesome. So anyway, we're going to check out the rest of the stuff here, and I hope you enjoy. All right, guys, so we're checking out the hoist room.
Here's the thing that tells you
Alright.
what it is, so you should read it.
All right, so I'll read this one because she read the other stuff. The mine hoist is a large winch that raises and lowers the two cages from surface to the underground workings. The hoist operator communicated with the underground stations at each level via signals such as 1 bell equal hoist, 2 bells equal lower, etc. Early hoists were powered by steam or compressed air. The tow burn had a hydroelectric power dam built on the Englehart River in Charlton and built a transmission line to Kirkland Lake to power the mine hoist. This was the first electricity source of the town. Okay, guys, so we're not allowed to go inside, but we can have a peek indoors. Hopefully you guys can see.
It's kind of dark in there. Maybe
Oh, there we go. Yeah, look.
push your... Yeah, there you go.
So here you go. You can kind of just have a look inside, guys. All right, Betty, so there's something else up here.
Okay.
Yeah, and again, guys, I'm sorry, I don't have my wide angle lens yet, but I will have it. Okay, so there's that thing up there. So there's places you can't go inside, obviously, because of stuff how it was made and everything like that. They don't want anybody getting hurt. Okay. But we're allowed to take peeks inside, and there's more stuff out front. Hopefully we're able to do some sluicing, which would be really, really, really sick. Oh, they got the diamond drilling thing there. Yeah, oh yeah, look at this thing. Okay, let's see. It isn't wide, but yeah, look at that, guys. Wow.
Okay, this
I'm a sucker for history stuff.
This is marked as the head frame.
Okay.
It says the head frame houses the shaft that access the underground workings as well as the ore bin, where hoisted ore was dumped before going to the mill.
All right. So, what, we check out the diamond drilling thing next, and then the front. Is there anything back here? Do you know?
Doesn't look like it.
Oh, okay. We'll take a peek anyways, just in case of anything. But oh yeah, here we go, guys. There's some stuff up here. Diamond drilling. Wow. This is incredible. Alrighty, so we'll check out this stuff here, guys. So this is the diamond drilling.
Push button for audio. Hold on. Maybe it doesn't work.
Doesn't work? Well, it's up here anyway, so I'll just get a little shot of this. I gotta get back because I don't have the wide angle lens yet, but here we go. And this looks like, these look like the diamond drills. They're a little bit different. All right, so it says Boyles Brothers BBU underground diamond drill powered by compressed air V twin motor, easily disassembled for transport to confined underground locations, capacity of 300 meters using size rods. Often drilled multiple holes from one location, van drilling, capable of drilling up or down, drilling to precisely define ore bodies in preparation for minings. And then here you go, there's a little bit of a photo of it there, and kind of how it all worked. We saw that in the videos though. So, Boyles Brothers BB2 Junior Surface Diamond Drill, powered by water, cooled cylinder, Perkins diesel engine, easily disassembled for air transport to remote exploration sites. Rated for 500 meters using size rods. Replaced earlier cumbersome steam power drill equipment. One of the first and most widely used drills in mining exploration. Integral winch used to pull rods and to propel drill across rough terrain. So there you go, guys. Ow.